Welcome, Mary. How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
Good, thank you. So Mary's been with us for 3 years. Mm-hmm. You were one of our first very big transformations in the online program. 77 pounds, 11 months, right?
Yes.
Okay. And like, so proud of you. You were very much a really big part of like the beginning stages of my program. So talk to me about like kind of, who were you pre-program? What drove you to even think of doing something like this?
Okay. So before the program, I was always trying different programs a lot that wouldn't really work for me. So it was a bit of a challenge. And then I guess being my age, I'm 54, and then overweight and not healthy, I thought, well, let me try something different. And what came to you, it was a referral that someone did your program, a friend of mine, and had amazing results and great things to say.
Okay.
So then I looked you on social media and to see, and everybody that all the testimonials were always positive. So it wasn't anything negative to join. And then for me, I think I came to because I was really at my lowest.
Yeah.
And I was really, really happy where I was and what I wanted to be and how I looked and how I felt. It was a whole combination of things. So when I looked you up, I just decided to take the plunge and do it. I mean, I did other programs, but I thought, okay, so this time we'll see how it goes. And it quite surprised me that I did what I did and how the outcome was.
Yeah,
for
clearly
myself.
you were ready for the commitment because you jumped all in. You went all in. Would you have really, we still talk about your habits in the program as kind of the measure of success because your habits are really great that you formed. So how did you stay consistent during that 11 months?
I think for me, it was mostly the accountability that the program has. So the check-ins that we have on Mondays, also through reaching out and the one-on-one and then doing the pictures and what we eat and then exercising. For me, I just wanted to do so well and be committed. I didn't want to invest my time and then not be outcome to be great. So for me to consistent, I really enjoyed working out. I think the main was
That's
the
amazing.
food. Yes, the food was a big thing for me. So that was the challenge. But I mean, once you get going and reading the material and then the connection with the social media that we have, I mean, with Facebook, I just enjoyed it. I kept going, even when it wasn't easy. I just wanted to do well. So I didn't want to fail.
Good for you.
I think that was a big thing when people always ask me, I didn't want to fail.
Yeah. What was pushing it? What was it? What was your why?
I think is to be healthy. And then also because I was not really comfortable in my size. And even for my son, I didn't want to be that mom. That when I go somewhere, not that he would ever say anything, but feel uncomfortable and hide. And this is my mom. And then look how other moms are. I want to look good for me as even when I get older, as I grow older, I want to be able to do things with him and share with my husband and the family. And I think that was really important. So mostly for my son too as well. And it was really important. So I wanted to connect with that.
Because I find did you feel like, you're almost becoming just a spectator at your life? You're not living your life.
Yes. So always like that. People, you mean watching me?
When you had the weight on and you see, your son, you really want to enjoy life with him, but you're just kind of watching him do the, you want to really participate and be
yeah, I'm always on the sideline. I felt that I couldn't do things we're at, for example, at the CNE doing something that I wouldn't do with him, and I'm able to do a joyride with him. Before it wasn't like that. So, I mean, do things that we can do together and even more of affectionate, more being comfortable in your own skin to give hugs.
So because he's an only child.
Yes.
So it's really, I'm sure it's very important for you and your husband that you have to, I have to be my kid's friend too at sometimes, because sometimes there's no other kids around.
Yeah.
And you really have to play that role and be invested in it and be that kid's friend.
Yes.
And do, it's we do have to do the uncomfortable things for our kids and participate.
Yeah.
So you were very consistent in your habits. Mary, you never miss a Zoom call. Talk to us about the Zoom calls.
I think it was because when I first joined and I watched the link that is sent, it was one of those non-negotiables that you mentioned that I had to, every Wednesdays would be Zoom call. You couldn't miss it. And because you learned so much from what you share, and then what's from what you share, it was really important that I learned. It was almost a guaranteed, even in my household, they knew Wednesday was Zoom call, so I'd have to have stuff done
was your
early.
time.
That was my time.
Yeah.
And just in case I missed something, it was always covered.
I'm sure a lot of women ask you, even women in the program are always asking, how did Mary do it? And it's how Mary did it is because she just stayed consistent. And she committed to all the things that I told her she needed to commit to. And I think that's the true, you have to buy into the whole system. You can't pick and choose what you want to do.
I totally agree. I have people approaching me even when I was on the program, and I always remember what you say, and it just stays in my mind is, I'm the student, you're the teacher. So I'm just going to listen to what you're going to teach me. I'm not going to really question it. I don't question, like, if you say we have to do this, you do explain it, but this is what you tell me, you present it, and I'm here to learn. So if other things wasn't working for me, this will be working, and the results will come in. Sometimes it'd be not great weeks, but most of the times it would. So it wasn't being that if I'm doing it incorrectly, my results would prove everybody wrong. So everybody's like, what did you do? And I'm like, I just do what I had to do. It made it part of a lifestyle. I don't question it. Even till today, 3 years in, I still do the same thing. Like, I wake up, I do my workouts, I take my pictures, I submit them, even though there's no check-ins. It's
Good
accountability for me, and it just helps me. And some people just don't understand, always wonder why. And I think you just have to put the commitment through. It's almost like it is a full-time job, but I enjoy it because your outcome is so much better. Yes, always.
It's like, we all have these responsibilities to make money, earn a living, be a parent, be a wife. And then you also have this, in the same breath, is a responsibility to yourself.
Yes,
to take care of yourself. You're very coachable. And that is also a big trait that I look for, especially on that first conversation. It's sometimes it's hard. Sometimes some people will slip through the cracks that aren't coachable. And I think that's where, and we've had this conversation of like where people are, trying to figure out like why they're not succeeding. And you just kind of put it in perspective as if you're not willing to do the work, listen and follow the plan, you're not going to get the same result that everybody else is getting. Yeah,
for me, it's pretty much, like I mentioned, straightforward, like the coachable, like you said. And I would just listen to you. So when always asked, what did you do? I've just listened to what Sue says.
Yes.
What Holly says and Carly says, what Sue says. Like, I don't say why. I don't question it. Can I? See, for me, I would say, no, it's not on the list. And why would you want it? And why would you want it if it affected your body and the way you felt? Why would I want it now? You're going to miss it. Maybe eventually, but no, for me, it was always like, no, because I think the results were like, I wasn't missing anything. I wasn't missing no drinking. I wasn't missing any certain foods. I wasn't missing anything. So I listened to what you said and I did it. Like, there's no substitute. For me, it's non-negotiable. And everyone always, when they come into the program, I think most people that do approach me, even outside, they'll be like, well, don't you have this? Aren't we allowed to have that? Well, if we're not able to do that at the moment, then no, then you just follow it through. And that's what the whole thing is. Like, I don't do something and then I don't want to do it incorrectly. And remember, you're wasting your time and her time. So you're investing quite a bit. So why would you do that to yourself?
Yeah.
And
why go and deviate from the plan if you're just gonna? Now, what do you pay? You're paying for your own program.
Yes.
You're paying for something that you made up.
Yes.
Which didn't work in the first place, and why you're here. So it's like, a lot of people. I think it's because, and you can probably relate to, pre-Mary, pre-Best of You, all those other programs, they allow for much flexibility. And that's why you never get anywhere. Because it's like, yeah, that's okay. It's once a week. Everybody, a lot of women lately are like, do we get a once a week cheat? Well, that's because like diet culture has taught you that there should be a once a week cheat, So I think a lot of women, they have that mentality because it's been given to them in the past. Oh, my past coach would give me a once a week cheat.
Yes. So
look at where you are now. Not where you want to be, right? So
yeah, it's totally agree. Like there is that cheat, or like you're mentioning, like before boy and the program, other programs they would give you more of a leeway to have an indulge and explain why. But then once you do that, you're opening up to me like a can of worms. That means I can have something else.
Well, if I can have
I can have it, or save my save something points, and then to have it at the end, but then you overeat. So, and then you're overdoing it, and then you wonder why the scale and why it's not working for you. But with this is a lifestyle. So it's just, you're doing this, you're enjoying the food, you're being healthy. And for me, I wouldn't miss anything, because even after I'm done right now, I'm still doing the same thing. It doesn't change anything.
That's the great thing about Mary, is that she's really made this into a lifestyle, and you're still showing up, you're still a part of the program, you still enjoy the meetings, and you still have goals. So talk to me about now, like you're down, how much?
77.
Still,
I put a bit back on, but right now I want to really focus on reverse.
Yes.
And strength training.
Yes.
That is really important, especially as I'm getting older.
Absolutely.
I'll be soon 55 next month, so I'm climbing up there. And the fact that also now my son works out, it's great that we work out together, but just to be muscle, and especially on like my legs and my upper body as we get older, as you mentioned, I see it with my parents. I don't want to be in that situation that I don't have any strength, that I can't lift anything, and weak. Even if you hurt yourself, you're injured. So I really want to take the reverse and set my goal to do really strength training now. So that's what I'm ready for.
That is her next step. Yeah. And like Susanna, you guys should do the photo shoot in June, work towards it.
She mentioned it to me. She did.
Yeah, you rocked your first photo shoot, so that would be fun. So, but thank you, Mary. I appreciate you coming, and I appreciate you being in the group. You're such a light of hope. When people come in, they're like, Mary's been here for 3 years and she's still committed, and she still likes the food, and she's still making the food, and everybody's making Mary's cookies now, so it's great that you've really become a big part of the community. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. And thanks for everything. I can't thank enough. You're always with me, like it's just a part, and I can't thank enough. When I joined the program, I'll say I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
I didn't really expect how much I was going to weight loss, photo shoot, anything was a surprise. I just went in, and it overwhelms me to think that if I can do it, anybody else would. And it's just great. You just have to stick attitude. Yeah.
Your attitude is if I can do it, anybody can do it. You've always had that. It's great.
So
Thanks,
you.
Mary.
Thank you.